Voxtur is an intriguing real estate stock that is monetizing data through proprietary SaaS-based applications. They want to be the one-stop shop for the entire real estate process, and they're quickly penetrating the US and Canadian real estate markets. Not to mention, they've recently made 5 acquisitions in this past year alone. Let's do it. My name is Matthew, and today we are talking about Voxtur Analytics Corporation, ticker VXTRF. Now, big fat disclaimer here, I am in no way affiliated with Voxtur Analytics Corp, and I do not plan to buy Voxtur anytime soon, and this is not sponsored by Voxtur, but this video is sponsored by Moomoo. Guys, it's Matthew from the past here. I want to give you guys a chance to win some free stocks. Moomoo is giving away some free stocks, and you'll have a chance to win up to 5 stocks worth between $3,000 to $3,500. Terms and conditions do apply. So thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Moomoo, and more details on the free stocks in just a second. Moomoo is a commission-free trading platform which is new to the US, but it's actually the #1 trading app in Hong Kong. They have over 17 million traders on the app, and they're about as close as you can get to 5 stars. With Moomoo, you'll get real-time market data and level 2 quotes, along with a ton of other pro-level investing tools. It is a commission-free trading app, and they do not make money from payment from order flows, unlike some platforms. This one-stop shop trading platform is a bit advanced, so the UI might take a little bit of time to get used to, but it's pretty impressive how much information they're able to fit onto one screen to make sure that you have all the information that you need. Also within the app, they have customizable watch lists, multiple charts at once, active news feeds, and even video news feeds. Additionally, they have an IPO subscription option, and here you can see the upcoming IPOs to be listed. Now, as promised, for all of you viewers out there, Moomoo is giving us a very special deal. For a limited time, you'll receive free stocks worth up to $3,500 each if you open an account and deposit any amount. Also, you can get another 3 free stocks if you deposit $2,000. So make sure to click the link down below and claim your free stock on. All right, let's get back to the video. So first, I want to walk through a brief overview of Voxtur and some recent catalysts. Next, we'll talk about their financials, and finally, the risky risks involved and what I'm doing. Voxtur trades on the OTC markets and is a penny stock. Its current stock price of 85 cents in US dollars, but it's up from the high teens earlier this year. They have a current market cap of 519 million Canadian dollars, so this company is still very small. Their CEO describes Voxtur as a company that is offering targeted data analytics to simplify tax solutions, property valuation, and settlement services throughout the lending lifecycle for investors, lenders, government agencies, and servicers. Voxtur's proprietary data hub and workflow platforms are more accurately and efficiently value assets, originate and service loans, securitize portfolios, and evaluate tax assessments. So what does this mean? They have 3 main business segments. The first is their biggest segment, which is technology managed services, which primarily involves their real estate valuation services, property tax solutions, and other outsourced property services. The second biggest segment is settlement services, where the company offers full service escrow, title, and closing services. The current smallest business, which many of their recent acquisitions are targeted to, the third part of their business, is the software and data licenses segment. This segment automates and digitizes the appraisal process, allowing assessors and government agencies to get all sorts of digital images and valuation details for a property, and also analyze the accuracy of property assessments. There seems to be some enthusiasm from the market for this company, and it's probably a result of the significant M&A activity the company has undergone this past year. At this point, you kind of need to buy into the growth story because it's hard to look at traditional valuation multiples until you can get more normalized revenue and earnings in the years ahead. Not all of these new businesses are integrated fully into the Voxtur business, and of course, when you make an acquisition, it'll increase revenues and earnings inorganically, so it's hard to tell what it will all look like once everything is smoothed out. In fact, this company wasn't even called Voxtur until February of this past year, when they made an acquisition of Voxtur Technologies. They were previously called iLookabout. And after buying Voxtur, they made acquisitions in April, September, October, and November. Each of these is aimed to help the company continue to grow its massive data set and add to its growing suite of products it can offer its customers. This acquisition is going to result in absolutely huge year-over-year growth for this company and help them achieve the economies of scale they need to really get the business going. And some of this may be coming to fruition very soon, with the likes of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac giving the green light for remote appraisals, where home inspections won't actually be needed for home purchase loans. Voxtur also seems to have a significant partnership with United Wholesale Mortgage, or UWM. Now moving on to management, Gary Yeoman joined Voxtur in 2013 and became CEO in 2017. Now he recently stepped back down to executive chairman, and Jim Albertelli took over as CEO just under a year ago. It's also nice to see that individual insider ownership is quite high for this business at 36.6%. Jim Albertelli is also CEO and founder of another company called Oversight Data Services. They seem to align pretty closely in their operations with what Voxtur does, at least in the legal space. They also combine data sources directly from civil court records and proprietary business and legal rules to increase transparency. Their patent-pending BestX decisioning engine even reveals the best execution motion strategies by jurisdiction, similar to Voxtur's mission with real estate. The main thesis for investing in Voxtur and why this company could do really well is their acquisition strategy. If the company is able to execute and put all these pieces together, they will have a real estate services business with all types of product offerings to offer to their customers. This could open the door for cross-selling opportunities, as the company is building a massive data set. And the larger they get this data set, they'll only help them get closer to the end customer. By continuing to enhance their lead mining capabilities and getting closer to mortgage lenders and their own end users, this should help them convert more leads and grow the business. Management also is continuing to push this recurring revenue theme, and they really want to become a SaaS-based revenue model. The CEO says he expects to see higher volumes in valuation and title and default services as the federal foreclosure moratorium should end around in January 2022, which would be a big tailwind for the business. Alright, so now it's time to dig a bit deeper into their financials. Revenue is projected to increase nearly 4x from 2020 to 2021, and this is almost certainly because of their acquisitions. They have a history of acquisitions, as you can see here by this timeline, and 3 of them came in 2021. To be clear, this company has not yet made money consistently. Year to date, they see losses from operations of Canadian dollars of about 20 million through September 30th. Adjusted EBITDA has been either negative or barely positive for most quarters. However, in Q3, the company made Canadian dollars 25 million in revenue, and the CEO expects that they will be EBITDA positive in Q1 2022. His exact words were something like, "Once we get to $40 million in revenue per quarter, we should be able to spout off very positive EBITDA on a go-forward basis." So he's already starting to get us ready for some exciting growth in Voxtur. The balance sheet looks pretty good. However, because of all these acquisitions, they do have a lot of goodwill and intangible assets, which sometimes people view as not a great thing because it inflates assets and makes it look like they have a lot more than they actually do. But otherwise, they finished the quarter with about 37.9 million in cash on hand, which should be sufficient for their usual business. All right, now it's time for the risks. The federal foreclosure moratorium that we talked about before is expected to close in January 2022. However, this could get extended depending on what's going on with, things like the Rona. This, if it were to be extended, would most likely continue to decrease volumes for the business. And rising interest rates from the Fed, which they're expected to raise around March 2022, this could also slow down mortgage and general real estate activity, as most of this has happened over the past 2 years while interest rates were at record lows. Additionally, integrating so many different businesses through all this M&A activity can be extremely hard, take longer than expected, be more expensive than expected, and be less profitable or have less synergies than expected. So there's a lot of executional risk involved. And lastly, it looks like one customer did account for about 22% of the revenue from the beginning of the year to September 30th. So there's a revenue concentration risk there as well. And I should also mention in the US that real estate related services is quite a crowded sector. However, I think that's why Voxtur is making all these acquisitions, so that they can actually have that advantage of their massive data set and all these different services working together to build one stronger business instead of an ancillary service here or there. That's all I've got. Make sure to use that link below for Moomoo for some free stocks, and subscribe.